Hey everybody, it's early, about 6:30 in the morning. I stepped outside, not because I heard anything, I'm just kind of looking around. But I see something that I haven't seen before. You see them lights up there? That's on the mountain way over there. I don't know if you can see those. That there is a working coal mine. So, yeah, anyways, here we are again today. We're getting ready to have some fun. We're going to do some morning hunting and more chinking. So, yesterday I got the chimney all chinked, and then I spent a good portion of the time in here chinking this. I got the bottom two logs down there to get in between, bring it out here onto these boards here. But I got quite a bit of that on the outside. I did a little bit over here, not much. But I pulled that board down so I can chink the rest of all this all the way down and over on the boards and stuff. Now, the first three logs over here, up from the bottom, those are all buried. I'm not worried about that. These two shelf pins that I've got up here, I will probably get rid of today. I will probably cut those off because actually I want the shelf up one more log. So, it may stay there. I may shorten it a bit because that's where the little mantle's going to be. So anyways, everything's the way I left it. See now, everything over there is kind of done. I did that the other day and I went all the way out to over here with it and all the way out by my rifle, almost all the way out to the door. So I've still got to remove all this moss chinking in here, and then I have some behind the plastic. But this chinking between the logs and around the door, all this is coming out because I'm going to mud all that. But this chinking right up against the roof, that stays. That's what's staying. Everything else gets mudded. So, yeah, this is what we're doing. So let me put the lantern down. Yeah, we just been doing a lot of nothing here. I got a couple things I've got to get done over here. Mostly this wall over here by the little doors and the fireplace. I got to get all this done. And I got to pick up all this trash stuff that's around here. It rained last night, so I'll probably have some rain marks on a bunch of stuff, which is no biggie, as long as nothing sitting in a pool of water, especially those. I don't know, it's a little wet, but it was inside bags, so that's my fireworks. So anyways, yeah, I was getting water in my jug yesterday. These are mostly thawed out now. There were a couple bricks of ice. So was this. This was a brick of ice. So, anywho's and anyways, we're gonna continue on all the chinking over here. Like I said, I wanted to get between the roof and this done all the way around, and then everything up, and it'll start holding the heat. The plastic's gonna stay up on this side until I get, well, once I get all this mudded, and then pretty much up there, and this whole wall done, then I'm going to do that wall over there, where the door's at, and then I'm going to do this one, because it's this wall here, and this wall here is the ones that the wind's coming through. That's the north wind. And this one over here, I'll start doing it I could actually come out from the bed and come this way with it. Because once I get that wall done, once I get that wall done, most everything on the bed is going underneath the bed. I'll chink all this up, and then I'll just continue to run right across here. I'll do the upper part first, then I'll go to mudding the rest of this good stuff right here, right? But while I'm mudding this, I'm going to do this little section here. I got to get those 2 logs down there and everything over. There's 2 logs, and plus I'm going to do the floor. It's got a gap about that wide. Come across the top of the door, come down, do this. Then I'm going to put extra mud on the fireplace here, and come over and go down and come across over here like I'm doing on the other side. Right, we'll bring it all the way up to where I've got the kindling box at. Bring it all the way up, and we might just go on over to here with all this. Hopefully I get this all done today. This wall, this, that wall, and while I do that wall, if I can get that done today, I'll just go ahead and do this. I'll just finish off this wall because it's partially done anyways, and then I'll come over and snack this wall. We're going to have a few days of really nice weather. I didn't wear up my overalls, my insulated overalls today. It's pretty warm out. We'll see what happens. So, anywho's and anyways, we're waiting on daylight. So, we got old Cougar here. He's ready to rock and roll. My rifle, that's Cougar. My truck is Panther. So, but yeah, we're just waiting on daylight. I happened to step out and happened to see the lights over there. See, now you can't see them over there. They about this time in the morning they shut them off. So I had never seen that before, but that's a working mine over there. That's part of I think Jackson's mine. It's not part of Coal Grove, I know that. But anyway, I got more chinking to do over here. That's my life right now. Chinking, chinking, chinking. And as soon as I get a bunch of this stuff done, I'll clean up this floor. I've still got a bunch of sawdust in that bag. I may have enough to finish this in that bag. If not, I'm grabbing off the floor at the moment. So we're going to grab off the floor as far as I can go, and then we'll go to the bag, and whatever I need more I have down there. So no biggie. So anyways, I thought I would let you all know what was going on for today. We've got coffee up there. I actually have more coffee. It's all in this double bag here. This is food stuff, fireworks, and then the bag that I carried up today. I brought up some more food stuffs to put down. Something I have been eating on the fruit cocktail and peaches and pumpkin that I put down there. Have a feeling it was either a deer or a bear. Deer like up too, so as long as it's sweet. So I haven't seen whether or not the deer head was gone. I wasn't going to go over there in the dark. Yeah, I'm afraid of the dark. Not really. There ain't nothing up here I'm afraid of. Now yesterday I hauled ass out of here. And there's a reason why I hauled ass out of here. Somebody was up here shooting. They cracked off about 4 rounds. I don't know what they were shooting at, but pretty good size rifle, kind of like mine, probably a 30-06 or a 240 or 280 maybe. But I fired off 1 round, hopped on my 4-wheeler, and I chased them down the hill. Don't know who it was. And they got out of here before I could see them. I could hear them. They were in front of me. So I decided to just kind of chase them off. I don't think they knew anybody was up here. But yes, I'm up here working and hunting, and I actually had a bear pretty much in my sights. He was coming walking down, and they cracked off that first round and scared it off. I was pissed. So anywho's and anyways, I'm going to get ready to rock and roll. We're going to do a little bit of hunting first. Then we're going to get into chinking. Oh. Anyways, early in the morning. Sitting here in the cabin. My windows and everything look awesome. I like it. This is a little bit better than what I envisioned in my brain. Now, when I started this, it was kind of like, yeah, I want a fireplace in it. I hadn't looked at putting a little door there. That kind of came in with when I started building it. But I knew I had a front door to put in. I thought it was going to be in the middle. Needless to say, I put the bed in here, and for as wide as the bed was, I put the bed in first, so I knew where the door was going to live. And then the last part of it was, I put in the little window because I wanted to see, get the bottom of the window just about rifle height. So if I want to shoot anything down that way, when I get the windows to where they flip up, I can flip it up and just reach out there and tie it off, and then I can shoot down that way. Now this big one is not going to move. I'm not going to make it do anything, but I am going to, the scarf boards that I did in here, they're not going to stay. I'm actually going to go down to the hardware store and buy some thin molding, and I'm going to come up here and I'll put the plexiglass in there with some silicone around it and just kind of mash it in between. And after I get that all mashed, then I'll case out the door with a little bit more of that. So that means I'm going to have to bring up more than 8 feet, probably 2 sticks of that. Come up here and I'll hand saw that to where it fits really nice. And then when I get it in there and get it set in to where it's all going to live and stuff at, then it'll all be straight. It'll be inset just a little bit more than what it is. Not much, but a little bit. And that'll be straight up and down then, because I'll actually measure it out, see where it all lives and stuff. But this little one right here, we're going to have as a little flip up, because when the I found yesterday with the green wood, it likes to smoke inside. So instead of sitting here coughing, I can open this little window up and the door up, and it'll get all the smoke out of here without opening the little door up. So, and plus I do have my plugs up on top, but I'm not going to mess with those plugs at all. Plus we had a north wind blowing, and I was just starting a fire, and it liked to blow the wind into the chimney, which leads me to believe I need kind of like a little a shield there. And I'm thinking maybe I can make that little shield out of this aluminum. We'll put some rocks around on the front, some little rocks, and I'll bend the aluminum to fit inside there, and then some little rocks on the inside would just build it up to where it holds that shield. So we'll see what we can do. Even if it's just on the sides, put a big rock and a big rock, and then I'll mud around the bottom and mud the big rocks up on the side, just to kind of shield it to where the smoke will come out at an angle to miss the roof, and then it'll be directed straight up and no north wind can come in. So we'll see about that. But yeah, getting it all right. I mean, I can just build up a little rock wall. I may just do that on the front part of it, just a little rock wall to where it builds up to where it's above where the wind can blow into it, and it'll help the draft a little bit. So, see about that. But we just keep looking out the door and seeing how dark it is out here. Just about light enough to go hunting. So, we had some wind up here yesterday, a lot of wind. And coming up, there was a couple of trees in my path, and I had to stop and get them out of my way. So anyways, I think it's pretty good to go out there and do some hunting. What y'all think? Maybe get a bear. Maybe get a deer, who knows. But anyways, I'm armed to the teeth today. I've got my 30-06, my side knife, one of these new side knives. This thing's pretty nice. My new Skinner knife. Let me put this back in this pouch. I'll put y'all down. So, put y'all down and put that back in its little sheath. And then I wore my boot knife up. So, I'm good to go on everything I need. So anyways, if I see something, I'll be back and show ya. But no, we're just after the sun's up for an hour or so, then I'm gonna come over here and start making noise and doing my chinking and get this inside done. I chinked a bunch of the outside yesterday above the chimney, so especially down there by the rock, so it wouldn't burn the logs anymore. So anyways, this be me, and we're getting ready to go hunting. So, you know what time it is. See ya!